Alright, we got emissaries and babysitters.
Sounds good.
Babysitter club for life. Wait, no. Babysitter club for now.
I'm back.
Oh, you were gone? Okay, we have 2 babysitters, which are Arv and Spencer, and then we have our Fahren envoy, which is the rest of us.
Okay.
Well, you can't use the word envoy correctly.
Do people use it wrong?
I'm having some internet troubles on my laptop, but I've connected to Discord through my phone. I'll figure that out, but okay. Spencer and Arv, you guys you particular about any inn you're going to?
No.
Or just the nearest place?
The kobold one is pretty cool.
I haven't been here before, or Spencer hasn't been here before, so all the inns are good here, right? This seems like a safe place. Why would they have any
Raoul will suggest the kobold inn.
Yeah,
Raoul would definitely go back to the original place that he was in before.
Yeah, there was the one that Raoul and Arv stayed at, the dirty kobold one, and then there was the slightly nicer one that was also kind of safer.
I like the cave one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Safer, but with absolutely no privacy.
Yeah, so kobold.
I don't know. Arka's gonna say that.
Also, kobolds are legit.
Yeah, man.
They got our.
They
got our
are,
back
in fact,
if we pay them.
Yeah, man, they gave me a deal on some bats. I might have to stop there if we don't die and pick some up.
You know what? That's the whole reason that Spencer's here in the first place. I protected you because you paid me. So here we are. I'm down.
You're basically a kobold.
You're a bat dealer. All right. You guys can pay a whole 1 silver for your own room. And I'll take Spencer and Arv and the prisoners off the map. You guys will have a very eventful sitting there and awkwardly watching them. Or you can chat them up if you like.
I might, but I'll do that. I'll do some of that after the
library bit.
The negotiations.
All right.
Do you think Fahren might question the fact that a giant Cyclops mecha is following us around?
Yes. 100%.
I feel like he's like, oh yeah, this is the 3rd giant Cyclops mecha we've had in the library today. Public library, you know.
But that's information that we can trade for him, so we don't have to tell him
just
anything.
librarian things, right, William?
The next timeline.
All right. At about this time, you guys walk into the library. It's quiet and peaceful, and definitely nothing weird going on until you guys get here.
Of course.
The smell of books filling the air.
Wow, that's pretty
rude. You guys are free to wander. Arcanon, this guy will be dogging your every step.
I guess Merwin will run investigation just on principle.
On what?
I don't know, library in general, if it's safe, if it's secure, if it's private.
Okay, go ahead and roll your investigation check. First roll of the session.
Yes. Okay.
First roll of the century.
It's been a little while, so I'm trying to remember. I think I have...
Do you want me to pull it up?
I think I have advantage on this.
Let me pull it up.
I want everybody to know that every time I type in Arv's name in my URL to pull up the D&D Beyond page that I have for him, the browser really wants me to click on Aardvark, Wikipedia.
I'm glad I know this now. All right,
you have to find an aardvark so that Arv can turn into it.
Investigation. I don't see advantage. I do see you have a plus 11. Let me check for.
I
Did
have
you have
advantage
something?
DI. So
Eye for
get a
detail
29.
to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, it was the first roll, so 29.
All right, you got a 29. You briefly uncovered your actual status as a role-playing character before your mind collapses in on itself for self-preservation. Also, about the library. You can see that this library is quite old. Many of the books on the shelves are worn. Unlike other libraries you visited, it looks like these books never get replaced. And high use. Most of the people here are younger.
Just librarian things, you know.
Yeah, teens or early 20s. Not like you might expect young families with kids, or anything like that. Mostly student age looking people.
Hey, girl, you're looking like a young librarian.
Yeah. The tokens that I've placed on here are
Hello?
What?
Oh,
no.
he disconnected from Roll20.
He died.
Oh.
Someone cut the cord.
Janelle cut that's funny.
See what you did? I just choked on water.
No, Brittany.
Also, I'm recording, by the way.
Nice.
Your mom, by the way.
However, he does look up now that
William,
the
hold
Maroon
on.
just stepped in.
William, you've been
Sorry?
You've been disconnected for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
15
like
seconds,
5
but
seconds.
You were starting to tell us about the tokens that are on the board.
3 minutes.
Oh, you couldn't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You disconnected from Roll20 also at that point in time.
Yeah, okay. I'm figuring that out. Connected to the hotspot. Yeah, I was just saying that the tokens there were just representing a few of the people on the board. There's also the librarian sitting behind the desk who is just not really paying attention, checking out books and everything, at least until the Marut steps in, squeezing its way through the doors.
This chick actually there?
Yeah, she's actually
I hate her.
rude, judging people by their appearance.
Or their rudeness.
Or their past actions. How dare you?
Yeah.
Right. The librarian approaches and looks at you, Arcanon, and says, "I'm sorry, you'll have to leave your..." And he looks at the thing, like, "Your guardian outside?"
Arcanon says, I wish I could. No can do. And Arcanon says, if you can get this thing off me, I'd be glad to oblige.
All right. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, so close to the 1.
Oh.
He lifts it up and down. He says, "Just take care of your business and be gone."
And I will
your business.
kind of like give a little like 2-finger salute.
Where I was gonna say, yeah, what's one more library patron companion? And roll his eyes.
He's like, "I'm not paid enough to put up with this," and slinks back to the desk.
Just librarian things, you know.
He just says,
Did I ever tell you guys about the time a real life bard came into the library I worked at?
What?
What?
I think the
I
last place a
remember
bard
that.
should be at.
I actually
Reading.
vaguely remember this story.
Yeah.
He had a feathered cap, a guitar, and a real sword.
That was a
That's a
bard.
bard, all right.
And he came into the library and he presented his sword at the desk and he's like, I just have to use the bathroom. Can you hold on to this for me? And we're like, yes, we'll do that. So we put his sword
Nice.
behind the desk and he does his business and comes back for his sword and he leaves.
Stupid trustworthy librarians.
Yeah.
You could have scored a cool sword and you didn't, is what I'm hearing here.
Stupid.
Sorry, lawful neutral.
Mm.
Anyway, you guys see that Fahren at the far northeast corner has come out from behind his desk and is now approaching your position.
Yeah, he is. Rao's gonna
As he
say
comes
we
over
might
and
as well just wait for him.
he pushes this child out of the way,
Pushes.
To the floor.
beats
Kills
him
this
up,
child out of the way.
I will.
kills the child, yells loudly, 10 XP, and keeps on coming.
Wow, 10 whole XP per kid. All right.
Oh yeah,
Tassilo will
an
remember
Anakin
that.
Skywalker in here.
genocide.
Listen, you go to a school, that's a whole level. Sorry, that was dark.
Younglings.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
isn't this basically the plot of Star Wars?
He comes over and sees Raul there and looks at the others, and he says, "You, I remember, but these two, or three, I should say, are new." Looks at Raul, says, "What brings you back to Doubloon?" Says, "Is it time to put our plan into motion?"
Something like that. Definitely business. If we could talk in private with all the new ones as well. I think you'd be interested to hear it.
Says, "Very well," and he points at Marut and says, "Is he also part of the party?"
No.
But we can't get rid of him, so.
Says, "Oh well." He looks up and he kind of sweats a little. Says, "Yeah, I don't think I can get rid of him either."
Well, that's why he's here.
Says, "Well, I don't want him trampling things, but I suppose it can't be helped. Here, come over to my desk and I'll prepare the ward."
Alright. Clank,
Anyway.
clank, stomp, stomp. And then two quiet people.
A rolling golem gathers no rust.
Aw.
You've drawn all the attention now. As this tremendous thing stomps its way.
If this girl's looking over here, I'll shoot her a look.
I'll just kind of like
shrug at anyone that's looking my way.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, force of habit.
Roll that girl kind of pinches her nose, and she and her little servant start to skedaddle out of the library.
That's right, get out of here, you losers. See ya.
Doodle daddle.
Brittany, you and I are the only ones who understand what's going on with that right now.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Oh, that's side RP. Alright, Fahren casts a spell. And suddenly you guys are deafened to all noise occurring outside of just this small space.
Oh
The library patrons continue looking at you, but suddenly they start losing interest. And he says, not only is this space now proof against sound, but also they cannot see inside. It's a smoky, opaque surface. Says, I assure you, we have complete privacy inside.
Alright, Merwin's gonna roll investigation on him, just on principle.
All right, you're looking him up and down. Go ahead and roll. Maybe I'll make Merwin roll with triple disadvantage every time.
Understandable.
Oh, that was pretty bad. I only got 14.
Oof.
Only 14. All right, so you look over Fahren and you see that he's nicely dressed. He's got a number of wizardly attachments hanging off of his belt. You can see a scroll hanging off one and the book hanging off the other. You notice that he's actually got a wand stuffed inside one of his gloves, like a like a gun in his back pocket or something. Despite all these preparations, he's clean and well groomed, and you have his complete attention. He's just as you're inspecting him, he's inspecting you and the others, looking up and down.
So Arcanon,
You get
Wait,
the sense that he's highly intelligent and also self-serving.
how many times has Arcanon met with this man?
0, I think.
No,
Oh,
just
okay.
because he was at the big meeting, so he met Fahren once.
Yeah, okay. Arcanon,
But did he? How many times did this guy talk much at the big meeting?
Yeah, he did.
He said a few things.
There was also when they came to you personally, 2 by 2. I forget if Arcanon was with us at that point, though.
I think that he was.
He was, and I think he was with the Paelius group.
Okay, then I retract my earlier statement. He recognizes Arcanon and greets him warmly.
That's a
now,
lie. Nobody would greet Arcanon warmly here, but
maybe if they were being polite like a mob boss, they
uh,
would. Now his attention is turned to Merwin, and he says, "I don't believe I've had the pleasure, Miss."
Ellery, Merwin Ellery. And she
Says-
kind of does her best to smile and shake his hand.
All right, he takes the
There's a
hand.
saving throw.
He gives it a warm shake. Make all 6 saving throws and prepare to die. No. Anyway, he greets warmly and says, I've been wondering when I'd see you two again. I'm glad to see that you've made a new acquaintance, but where are the others? I hope no misfortune has befallen them, especially Miss Jane.
They're busy.
It's so cold.
Raul, go ahead and roll deception.
They are busy. All right.
But you're rolling deception
It's
anyway.
true. I am hiding some information. Deception. I'm so good at that. And Fahren likes me so much already. Never offended this guy in my life.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'm pulling up Faren's sheet because I've actually made a sheet for him. This might take a while though, and I'll go ahead and make that secret DM roll.
I mean, all you gotta do is beat a 6.
Okay. Some of his warmth visibly melts away, and he says, "Well, I suppose that even friends can have a few secrets." And he says,
Hold my tongue.
He says, "I'll know when I know. Regardless, how can I help you?"
We're here to exchange information as a trade.
He says, "Oh, my favorite."
Yeah.
He says, "And what's on the table? And what do you seek?"
Did Curtis go away? Where is he?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Curtis to come back because he's our charisma character.
I hate
Yeah.
Curtis.
What did we decide to trade? I have a little information about.
We kind of didn't decide. We know that it's going to be expensive information and that we want from him, and it's tricky too because it's kind of illicit, but also this is an entire city of illegal activity. But
We basically said like, offer him as much as you can, and then if he doesn't accept it, use the glass eye,
yeah.
and then for sure we would accept that.
Okay, I'm back. What's happening?
That's like the city's biggest adversary.
Yeah.
We were waiting for you. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
Fahren at least asked what you guys want from him and what you're willing to trade.
So he knows we want information, and knows it's a trade. Ral will look at Arcanon.
Do I notice Raul looking at me?
Sure.
I'm gonna like whisper to Raul like real quick and be like, what are we trading him?
Fairwind will roll her eyes and turn to Fahren and say, I believe that depends in part on you, on what you wish to hear about the outside world. Obviously, we have much information about it that you lack, being secluded here in Doubloon.
And
And
Arcanon
Archon says, kind of add in, I could also tell you about the future. Thousands of years in the future, in fact.
Aren't you gonna get punched into the next timeline if you do that?
The robot raises its arms.
Kills him.
I'm gonna kind of look at the robot and I'm gonna say, nothing too world changing, I assure you.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to kill you.
Ral's gonna shake.
Fairwind just says, or we could not do that and keep our revelations somewhat mundane. Glaring at Arcanon.
Ral's gonna shake his hands and put them on the table and say, listen, what we want from you is something that, in the end, is going to help your city stay afloat instead of collapsing on itself. But it's sensitive information.
Arcanon's gonna say,
unfortunately, present day information I am short supply on. But I assure you, anything my colleagues say, you can rest assured that they are being honest.
Yeah.
And he says, well, I wouldn't want to anger your extraplanar friend there, so I'll have to pass you on secrets from the future. However, if you have anything regarding Lord Karsus, or the whereabouts of the Emperor, or anything of that nature, that would be what interests me most. However, if you have something else, I'm all ears. If you like, you can present things to me, and then I'll give you what I think they're worth.
Well, we have one thing that we're interested in hearing about, and that's it. So we would have to know the price of that. Do I want to talk, or do I want to make Arcanon talk? Ral's gonna sigh, and what?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Ral's gonna sigh and say, we want to know information on your peacekeeping leader, because we have suspicions that everything he's doing may not be the best for the city, and if it's not, since we are considered your allies at this point, we have a potential replacement with Tempera's blessing.
Wait, did you talk to Tempera yet?
I said with Tempera's blessing. Like, if we had her blessing.
Says, well, that is some juicy goings on. Says, there are many who would like to see Peleus removed. Says, however, as you know, he's something of a linchpin in the center of this city. If we were to remove him, it would be rather shaky. So I'm glad you have a replacement. Be wary, though. He's a powerful foe and suffers no enemies.
Yeah. What's the price?
Says, well, if you were to tell me what he's done wrong, I think it'd be only natural to tell you how to unseat him.
Arcanon is gonna take over, and Arcanon's gonna say, our our friend Fibic, the halfling, if you remember him, was turned into a vampire thrall by Peleus. But even worse, we discovered that Peleus was was using the common citizens of this town as food sources for him and his Throns.
Rao will add to that. Seems like a biased spot to have such a position like that with his needs, doesn't it?
Says, well, this is nothing new. The death of your friend was ordered by Tempera, and I knew about it. Says, as for Peleus and his thralls, says, yes, that is their payment for their services. That's the arrangement he has with Lady Tempera. He enforces the law, and she doesn't kill him. And also, those lawbreakers serve as food sources. So then they're not preying on the innocent populace. Well, more innocent. Says, if that's all he's done wrong, then I don't know. I think you'll need something a little juicier.
Merwin says, would you be interested in information about Lord Pendeloo?
Lord Pendeloo.
I assume you keep tabs on all the archwizards as well as you can from here.
Says, well, Demaya has her agents. Pendeloo. He turns around and grabs a book from behind him, flips through it a little. And he says, well, yes, he's on our radar, although he's not very close to the Central Council. Likes to explore, you know. Says, well, him not in particular, unless he's got something to do with the rest of the country. I suppose I could give you a little bit for that.
Rao's gonna say we were actually hoping for some information on Peleus. That would help us dig deeper into that. That's what we want. If he's doing something, we want to catch him and bring it to light. That's what we want from your end for our information on either Lord Karsus or things connected to Lord Karsus's interests.
Says, very well. Says, I'm not sure how much information on Lord Pendeloo is worth. If you want to learn about Peleus. Do you have anything better?
Who was?
Rao's gonna say,
Let me go to my notes.
I guess.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Let's see. How much did we tell him already about Karsus and the medal? We showed. Jane showed him the party vision, right?
Yeah. He's aware that there's a connection between the Order and Karsus, and also that Karsus is in possession of the medal that was stolen.
Okay.
That was the big emergency. That's why they called everybody in.
All right. Rao's gonna say, we have information connecting things that are going on that affect your city that have affected, that have affected your city, and that same party we've given you information on. Not exactly Lord Karsus, but another high-profile archwizard that was also present. That we'll exchange after you have given us what we want. We want to make sure that we have a fair exchange.
Well, I suppose that would be fair. But who will move first, Me or you?
Well, our last exchange, we moved first.
All right. Says, last time was more than fair. So I suppose I'll accept that. However, if you cheat me, if I'm not content with your information, I may ask for more.
That's fine.
All right. He leans into the three of you. Says, it's well known that Paelius would like to rule this city himself, but can't because Tempera's more powerful. Says, I'm sure that since the time he's got here, he's been working on unseating her somehow. I think he must be looking for help upstairs. I don't know who he'd get in contact with, but it must be somebody powerful. Says, I think these has a secret patron.
Oh!
And
Like a god?
a god, maybe. Could be a devil or an angel, or maybe one of your robot friends there.
Oh, true.
Says somebody comfortable with working with such a contemptible figure.
Does Tempera suspect this also?
Says, oh, I imagine little gets past her, but she's confident in her power. I think if you want to dig up that, you should look for this patron, and the place to look for that would be in the basement of Paelius's enclave. Sometimes he's in there for hours and hours at a time. And as far as I can tell, nobody knows where he goes, not even his people. There's the place to look.
Marilyn says, it's my understanding that archwizards, make a habit of reading the minds of their followers to ensure no disloyalty. Do you have any idea how he might hide such a thing from Tempera?
Says, well, that's a juicy bit. But I think I've paid up, and it's time for your turn. You want more, you'll need a bit more. Give and get, you know? He leans in and says, what you got for me?
Alright. Raoul's gonna say, you know of those red men with glass eyes?
Says, certainly, or I've heard of them.
Their leader was present at... The voice hasn't told us not to share this information, right? I don't think it has.
Nope.
Perfect.
Hasn't said that.
Their leader was present at that same party that, and he'll pause and think Karsus was at and flaunting the medal that we told you about earlier. And it's Lord so I actually forget these people's names because Raoul doesn't remember them. So you know, the lord of that city of the undead, Tanthul. Tanthul is leading that front.
Says, you're certain he's the leader of the whole shebang, not just one of the higher ups, but the leader itself.
We know that he's deeply connected, and it's a good chance that he might be at the top, and if not at the top, then very close to it.
Says, wow, that's good. He flips a few pages in that book he pulled out from before and starts making some notes with his finger. Instead of a pen, he writes with his finger in there. He says, we'll have to reallocate some resources that way. Says, hopefully we can catch them slipping. If anyone can do it, we can. He closes the book and says, well, I suppose that's fair.
And if we want to trade again for what she was asking?
Yeah.
How much?
He leans in and says, I'd like to know why you're coming to me first instead of the Lady Tempera.
Because you listen better than she does. She doesn't have the time.
Do you want to go ahead and roll deception, Raoul?
I mean, I'm serious.
You are serious, but I think there's more to it.
Is there any reason we shouldn't tell him?
I mean, we're planning on going to her. I'm saying that we went to him first because he is literally easier to talk to and to exchange information with.
Okay, then just go ahead and... No, never mind. You don't have to roll anything.
Yeah.
Whiners. And he says, I see.
We plan on speaking with her too.
Very well.
Merwin will say we're unwilling to approach Tempura without more solid evidence than we currently possess.
Yeah.
Says, well, I wish you luck in your investigation. Says, take care that you don't become thralls yourself. We know how that went last time.
You don't have to remind us.
Says, any more transactions?
I'll look at Merwin.
I am highly interested in how Homeboy is keeping this from Tempura.
Homeboy.
If he's just modifying his own memory or what.
Well, that's an interesting bit of speculation. Says, I think I have some insight on that, if you have some insight for me.
Does he know already that there are 6 leaders of the order?
I don't think we've shared that information or
Did
specifics
I
on.
mention that?
We probably would have discussed earlier what information we could have shared. I don't think that he knows that or like the specific titles of the red guys either.
Okay, I guess Merwin will just say, here's another little tidbit about the leadership of the Order of the Glass Eyes. There are supposed to be 6 of them. And sorry, I'm reading through my notes here, trying to... I don't remember why I know there's 6 of them, but the voice said that to me. Oh, yeah. There are... So does he know about the dragon chess motif?
I don't think we told him that either.
No.
Okay. So, I assume that's not, like...
It's not a secret.
Anything I'm not allowed to share?
No, that's fine.
So, Merwin will say, about the glass eyes, we've had opportunities to examine several of them, and they have the tattoos, right?
No.
Yep.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They have the tattoos of dragon chess pieces. That seems to be consistent throughout the order. And based on this, we've theorized that there are in fact 6 separate leaders of the order. Whether Tanthil is above one of those or simply is one of those, we don't know. Whether he's above them or simply one of them, I don't know.
Says, sees strange that they would arrange their pieces like that. It's not an efficient order or anything. I wonder if one of them's a fan. He turns around to the little desks behind him and pulls out his own dragon chess set, which is made out of these very fine materials, gold on one side and looks like studded rubies for the other pieces, the red ones. And he points towards the red ones. He says, 6 leaders I see. A king, a paladin, a cleric, a mage, points to one of the lower board, says an elemental, and then the higher board, and a dragon, says compelling. And then so many pawns. That's fascinating indeed.
Merwin
Well,
says whether those titles are literal or not remains to be seen.
yes. Well, Lord Talamont certainly is a mage, but then again, I imagine most of them are. We will see. Says, well, that's a good bit. Now, you wanted to know how he might be evading Tempera's sight. Well,
That's
there's a constant battle between the school of divination, learning information, and the school of abjuration, keeping unwanted influences away, including mind reading. Now, if Lady Tempera tried to read his mind and couldn't, she'd suspect that he was up to something. But as you say, if he removed the information from his mind, she could read freely but never find what he was after. That is ingenious. Whether Paelius is that clever or not remains to be seen.
And do you
But
have
I would,
any idea of how he could have done so?
as well, I don't think you can cast that spell on yourself. I wonder if his patron has been doing it for him.
Hmm.
If that's so, he might not even remember to return to that patron or the memory of it. However, he would still be returning on a regular basis, which means that his interaction with the patron is part of his normal rounds. Something he would do all the time. You know, as a vampire, he has to return to his coffin every night or every day. It's a requirement. Says, I bet if you could find that coffin, which is almost certainly somewhere here in Doubloon, that would be the place he'd find the patron. And even a stronger argument for that basement. If you do, bring a stake. You'll need it.
Merwin will smile and say, "Thank you for that bit of speculation, but in this case I mean it genuinely."
And he says, a risky business you're on. Says, try to be careful.
Careful is my middle name, says Merwin, lying through her teeth.
I thought it was Leslie.
So,
Somebody named that movie. Come on.
I don't
What?
remember, man.
Say it again.
It's
Somebody says, danger, careful, whatever is my middle name. And then another character goes, I thought it was Leslie.
oh my gosh.
sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
It's flushed away.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious movie, but anyway.
Arcanon is going to say, if he has to return to his crypt, perhaps we could put the coffin itself into the.
Ral hushes him and says, we can talk about that later.
Merwin will say, before we depart, she turns to Fahren, do you know where the coffin is?
Says, oh boy. To part with that would be to with that information would be as if to stake him myself. He says, for something like that, you would need something very valuable indeed.
So you do know.
He does.
Says, well, maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Merwin will turn to them and say, there's a good probability I can track him. I can track it down myself. Or do we want to pull out the big guns? No, only she says that in a phrase that
Yeah.
would make sense in Netheril. She's like, or do we want to pull out the big guns and save time?
Okay.
Arcanon has only so much time here after all.
Okay. I think that it's valuable, and I think that he'll look at Fahren and say, and I think that what he knows will be valuable to trade. We have enough to share. Maybe just one.
Okay, so Merwin will reach into her pocket and she'll say, if you accept this trade, then in addition to the information about the coffin, we would like to know what you know about this item.
Or we can just
Says,
give him the
that's
item.
too.
And Merwin says, I leave it to your discretion then as to the value of this item. And she puts one of the glass eyes on the desk in front of him.
He picks it up and looks it over. He takes out, 1 second, an item. Yep, he takes out a pearl from his belt and casts the spell over it, and looks a little surprised. He says, "This is something powerful indeed to resist that spell. Fortunately, I have something a little more powerful." Says, while I'm working, you mind telling me what this is?
We plucked it from one of the.
Wait a sec, Merwin says, if you tell us everything you learned from it, yes, we will.
Yeah.
Says,
What she said.
well, you have me at a disadvantage. Mayorwin, go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, good luck. Oh man, I meant to give people boosts, but it's fine. Oh,
Okay, I got a 10.
these negatives are so sad.
One second, guys. My wife brought me pineapple pizza. Also, my son was very sad.
Aw. I'm so sorry
Okay.
about the pineapple lemon.
Listen, I will fight you over this, Shannon. Pineapple and pizza is delicious. William Jr.
Fine.
was just sad that he didn't get any.
You know, he's not. He can't. We actually can't call him Junior because he has a different middle name. We didn't learn that until after he'd been named, but it's fine. It makes him more of an individual. Oh, there's hair in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, where were we?
Merwin had probably just failed a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
I know.
Start of the
not
campaign. For all of us, anyway.
And what were you persuading him about?
I told him that we would tell him where we found the glass things if he would in turn tell us what he learned from them. From it.
He says, well, weren't we already making a trade?
Merwin said yes, and you asked for a bit of additional information, which we will gladly trade in exchange for a bit of additional information.
And says, I think you're one short.
One short.
Yeah. As I count, me learning about this, learning about this item, and you learning what I know about this item. Says that brings you one short of me telling you all about the coffin, and so.
And you keeping the item.
Wait, Merwin will turn to the others and say, should we let him keep it in exchange for the additional information?
We have at least one more.
Don't we all have two?
Yep.
Alright.
We all. Raoul says, I think we have at least one more, so it should be fine. And Merwin just goes, don't we have 12?
No, I'm saying we're not saying this out loud. I'm asking them.
Yeah, I know. It was funny to think about.
Yeah.
We have one more, maybe.
Byron says this spell could take some time to cast, about 10 minutes. Says, content yourself, and I'll let you know what I know, and then we can get on with the trade.
Okay. So he is or isn't going to tell us about it?
I think he is.
It looks like he's warily agreed. Now let's go ahead and take a step over to the others.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Casting this spell. Perfect. Danny, Zach, you're both still with us?
Yep.
You there, Zach?
Oh.
You're here?
That was a kind of a yes.
Kind of.
Let's see. I actually do have a map for this kobold den. Where are you,
I've actually been asleep for the last 24 minutes.
Well, I hope you enjoy your nap. I have a map.
Uncomfortable.
There's like a bajillion. I have so many maps, and they're not well named. I should do this as a librarian. I should be doing better. Anyway, you guys go to the Kobold Hotel, which is the inn, which is less of an inn and more of a series of warrens dug into the ground underneath Doubloon, out of the mountain that it used to be before it was turned into this flying city. Anyway, paying your silver, you gain access to a room with all of you, and you've got your shackled prisoners there who look you over. As a reminder, you've got Oculus, the guy in front, who's the candidate to replace Thalius, and he's sort of a regal figure, lots of muscle, and he's staring you down relentlessly. there's Utsi, the female, who's not very tall but kind of sharp, and is as observant as Peleus. And there's Shaku, who's really tall, not as tall as you, Spencer, but is a tower of muscle. And he, unlike his companion, is kind of looking around, taking in the sights. Anyway, not a lot of furniture in here, so they sit down on the ground. And Utsi, female, asks, "How long will we be here?"
Spencer's gonna shrug and say, "When they get talking, they can go for a while, especially that Arcanon fella." Talks everyone in circles, including himself.
Aklu says, "If you want us to rule here, we really should know more." Says, "And if you trust us to do this, I'd prefer if we lost these shackles. We can't keep them on us indefinitely."
I was
Who's
gonna
around for
say-
all of this? Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. I'll wait.
This is Spencer and Arv.
I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
say, it's not about if we trust you. It's about if the reigning government here trusts you.
What was that, Brittany?
Were they informed about
No.
exactly how, quote unquote, they would be ruling? It's like a security position, policing position, justice.
They know that they're supposed to be leading somebody and also taking orders from somebody. So they're middle management. They know that, though they don't know all the details.
Mm. I was gonna explain. I was gonna say, depending on how the conversation in there goes. Wait, are we inside or out? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, depending on how the conversation with the other group goes, you'll be informed. He's gonna say you'll be informed. I don't know. I can't even think. I'm very tired. I've been awake since 4 a.m.
Wow.
That was a
Basically, yeah.
long time.
Depending on how the conversation there goes, you'll be informed. Depending on how that conversation goes. And he's gonna say, we don't know exactly what rules you have to follow and what exactly you'll be doing. The other group is speaking with one of the officials, a potential colleague of yours, if you will. And if he agrees to support your being here and your potential of replacing someone in office that's in office currently, you'll be informed by him, not us right now. He's going to say, as far as the shackles go, he's going to say that there's no telling if any one of you three specifically wants to accept this position or you just accepted it to get out of jail. And he'll just emphasize again that it doesn't matter that if Arvin and Spencer trust them, it's just they're here for a specific reason. And it shouldn't really matter if they're shackled or not.
Oculus gets up from his seated position, walks over to you, Arv, stands right in front of you, and looks right at your face, into where your eyes would be if you had them. Your visual sensors.
Okay.
And without breaking eye contact, he lifts his hands and with a little grunting, pop.
Whoa, hold on. He has the fancy strong ones on.
Oh yeah, okay. Never mind. He can't do that.
Go Danny.
Well, okay, wait. To be specific,
They're adamantine or whatever.
Yeah, adamantine.
Oh well. I guess he doesn't do that cool thing where he intimidates you. And instead he says, the only thing keeping me here, Ghost Man, is me.
I was gonna say, and those adamantine shackles, huh? Suppose we should keep them on then. Go sit down.
That's right, you loser, Snake Man.
He says, you'd best know your place, because when we rule here, perhaps you will come to us begging.
These guys are kind of stupid.
I was gonna say, if you rule here, I'm debating on whether or not, they probably shouldn't know that there's probably only one position open. And I guess I probably won't tell them that, because then
I mean, they gotta.
infighting.
If the vampire lord is gone, then all the other vampires are kind of not under control.
But there's only. It's not, three people in charge of the security department. Doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Spencer's going to laugh a hearty laugh and put his hand on his shoulder and says, "You're right. We both will hopefully will benefit from this situation. For now, though, as a mercenary, I've been trying to stick with protocol, and that's what you'll be doing. Surely, a few minutes more in shackles will not prevent you from ruling with all your might later, right?"
Go ahead and roll persuasion, big man.
Ooh, okay. Persuasion.
I have
That's
no faith at all in the big man's persuasion. Hey.
Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome.
And he says, I suppose not. More prelude to my reign of glory. With that, he steps without looking backwards, he steps backwards and then seats exactly where he was before. And he says, you will have the honor of my presence a little longer.
Spencer's going to bow and say, we appreciate your grace, your highness. And then laughing, he'll stand back up and say, a joke, of course, but I appreciate your patience. The other ones do tend to be better talkers than us, so I apologize for any indignities you have suffered here. Except, wait, I'm Spencer. I'm sorry for any. I'm sorry for our rudeness.
Go ahead and roll just a flat charisma check.
That's not a +5 anymore. Now that's just.
What do you mean? We have a really great high charisma party.
Oh yeah, we're the charisma crew. That's what they call it.
Oh, that's not that bad. +1. It's better than a negative.
Yes, the KKK. That's us.
Oh no. Oh no.
Somebody caught up my joke. Anyway, he says, I thank you for your apology. He says, I will remember this favor in the future, perhaps.
Oh.
All right.
So,
There's a little,
and then Spencer's gonna sit down next to them because, just because I guess out of politeness, and he's gonna pull out a dragon chess set, keeping with the theme. Say, "Any guys play this game? Might as well pass the time somehow."
Oculus says that he does. And he will approach you and sit down.
And Spencer kind of scratches and says, "Well, I try to practice strategy using this. So if you wouldn't mind, playing might help us pass the time while those gabbers do their thing."
Honestly true.
Mm-hmm. He says that he knows the rules, and he says, I suppose that I could stand to educate you.
Spencer gives a big grin and says, "Great, let's go."
Oh. Wrong one. That's a 15. So go ahead and roll a intelligence check. If you have proficiency with Dragon Chest, you can add that to your check.
I do have proficiency with Dragon's Chess.
Ooh, look at the big sword man that knows how to do more things than swords. Ral has 0 tool proficiencies.
So my proficiency is that. Okay.
Nice. Stomp him into the ground.
All right. You guys play for maybe a good 10 minutes. Oculus puts up a good defense, but you've seen this one before. You've played enough games to know what he's doing. And remember how to counter it. So you come out on top. And he says, Oculus says, aha, that's the flaw with these human games. He says, in real life, that strategy would have worked.
Spencer Dodson says, always need to keep a sharp eye out on the field. 1 second. Do-do-do.
Okay. All right. With that, he rises from his seat, says, I think that's enough instruction.
Thank you for it.
All right, and everything's fine. Let's step back to the other half of our party now. You guys have had a good 10 minutes. And now Fahren has his information from his spell. As you see, he's laid out some ivory sticks in a mystical pattern and is burning some incense. And he signals you over.
So
He
is he
says-
giving us information about the coffin or about the spell?
Both.
Right now, he's trading you the opportunity to learn from this object with the information that he learns about it.
Yeah.
He's going to
Okay.
trade. He may trade the possession of this item for the coffin stuff if he thinks it's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Merwin will ask him if that is acceptable.
And he looks at the item at the last life for a little bit longer. Then he tosses it up, catches it with one hand, and says, "Yes, I like this."
Yeah, we thought you would.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're getting both pieces of info.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Cool. Just wanted to clarify.
Mm-hmm. He says that this is the masterwork of artifice. Says, I can see why those red thieves would want these, because whoever implants this item into his own eye socket would have true sight all the time. He could see through illusions into the ethereal plane. He could see perfectly well in darkness. And more. That is a rare gift. Someone with these would never be fooled, but could fool others expertly.
If they weren't weirded out by the glass eye, says Merwin dryly.
He gives a little smile. He says, the really interesting thing is if you had two of these and put them in both eyes, you could go a step further. And a few times every day, you could see through solid objects. Says, this it'd be very valuable, to the point where I'm tempted to use it myself. Says, I believe that you must have at least one more, right? They come in a set, after all.
Well, that's extra information,
Merwin
isn't it?
says that information is classified.
He says that information is obvious. Don't disappoint me. And he says, but I'm glad you showed this to me. We'll have to improve our defenses, though against true sight, there's not much we can do.
Yeah. We know.
Fewer wards and more traps, I think. But we'll see.
Great. And the coffin's location?
He says, well, and slips it into his pocket. And he says, I believe that you might be able to do it. But you must understand, this didn't come from me. If anyone asks, you stumbled upon this information.
Of course.
Says, although I suppose if the Lady Tempera finds out, says, I'll have much to explain. With that, he slips out an object from his pocket. Let me look at a map I have there. And it is a key, except you can see that this isn't a normal key. And while a normal key would have one set of teeth, this one has four, going out at right angles around. It's a very old, big key. And he says, this should help you. Says, these four configurations represent the four to get down to the basement there. Says, Peleus doesn't know I have this, but it should get you into the basement. For the location down there, I admit I don't know. However, you may want to look out for secret doors. If any of you has a wand of secrets or similar, it'll be useful. Don't waste time with spells like locate object or things that can be blocked by lead or stone. It says, I'm sure that it's well protected in that way. I hope that you're prepared for both a fight and a sneak, though.
Always
prepared.
As it's probably the furthest from the entrance you can find.
Merwin will
So-
say thank you. I think we can handle ourselves.
Mhm.
If not, well, you'll probably be the first to know.
Oh, I can imagine. Bring holy water. And he looks at Raoul and he says, and you'd best prepare your holiest holy spells.
Ooh.
Oh, I have.
That's funny because Raoul's undead. Basically.
Oh, I have, and we already have some.
He says, you only get one shot at this, and rest assured, if you should fail, it won't just be one of you turn to a vampire, but every last one of you.
If that.
That would be a shame, Merwin says dryly, because I love garlic bread.
Raoul's just gonna scoff at that.
And it does look like love garlic bread, it's true.
Love me
Okay.
some garlic bread.
Smiles and says, if you should win, I'm sure Demaya will buy you your drink, buy you around. If not, for the rest of your life. Says, and I'll be there too. Says, it'll be on me. The second one out.
Alright, should we peace out?
Yeah. Business done.
All right. All right, so you guys will go back to the Kobold Hotel, or where are you planning on heading?
Yeah, we can meet back up.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move back up.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
So we have to go figure out the patron thing, but we'll probably also have to fight the vampire before we can talk to Tempura.
Yeah,
That's probably how it's gonna work out.
probably.
Or should we ask Tempura's permission to do this whole thing?
I don't think we should ask until we have information.
That's what I'm thinking. It's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, I mean, if we sneak really well, we could possibly avoid the second part of that, but it's very unlikely. And if we send one person to sneak and they don't come back, then we're also down a party member if Pyleus finds them. So, but also all of us sneaking in there is very impossible.
It's very unlikely, especially with the giant mecha.
Yeah.
You know?
Also,
Now, you all go.
most of us have trash sneak, even without our armor on.
If you all go in the pocket dimension and Merwin sneaks in there and can somehow activate it, that would be cool.
That is true.
Argonaut's gonna say, unfortunately, it's only someone with connection to the arcane that can open the portal.
Yeah, shall we either ask the voice or oh, she can't open it. Yeah. Sometimes we know the voice is not available.
All right. For all this, I've ticked Arcanon's timer down to 13.
13 hours.
Yeah.
13 hours.
It's
All
still
right, you guys-
daytime, right? So we need to do it today. If we want Homeboy to be asleep in his coffin.
Yeah. Actually, haven't we've seen the vampires walking around in the daytime, right?
Yeah.
But
It
not.
is unclear how they are doing this.
Yeah.
You boys have any ideas?
They cover themselves in clear nail polish.
An invisible
They all have
reflective
mirror
sheet.
hats.
Yeah.
SPF 3000 sunscreen.
Exactly.
That's what we use in my household. My mom's a ginger.
That's a weird way of telling us that your mom has no soul.
It's okay.
Kidding me? My
William's
mom's the only one in
William's
the
kid
family.
is the same. He knows.
I love my mother-in-law. She's like the nicest person you've ever met.
The nicest person without a soul that you've ever met.
Exactly.
Have we encountered Pyelius more during the night, right? Because I think when we were captured, it was the nighttime that we came out and Pyelius was there. I don't think we've ever seen him in the day. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Pyelius in the day because also he's like no, because he's gone between buildings and it was the daytime and then we didn't know how he did that because he got there really fast. But I feel like he might not go in the sun, but also why would his thralls
does it.
Yeah. Why would his thralls be able to if he couldn't?
Merwin's gonna see if the voice is available.
Voice?
Well, I don't think that it's he couldn't. I think it's just he doesn't.
Yeah, like maybe the day is when he goes to sleep.
I'm rolling for. Is the voice available? Nope, not available. Busy. Busy signal.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can leave it. You can leave a voicemail.
Huh?
Nah.
So we can't transport into the vampire compound, can we?
Probably not.
So am I just gonna have to pull a Fibic and hope I don't die?
How did you get out before, Tiefling?
Arcanon is going to say, teleport magic.
Works like a charm.
To get out? Did you... Well, you got arrested to get in, so I guess that doesn't really count.
And Arcanon's gonna say, actually, I just appeared randomly in there.
From the future.
That's,
That's really unfortunate.
yeah.
You guys roll up the kobold in. The Marut follows you inside. It's very glamorous in here. Very tomb-like. Raoul feels at home.
Just like my cave back home.
And here, you find the prisoners sitting at one side, and Arvin Spencer sitting at the other.
Alright,
Everybody except for Spencer, go ahead and roll perception.
Huh? Gonna knock these guys out.
I'm taking a nap.
Let me roll this perception.
I'm gonna knock these guys out if they were doing something. I told them already.
Arcanon's gonna say that he's just gonna say he's really the only one that can get you guys out of there if you're sneaking in.
Everyone rolling perception?
As I asked you to.
I said, is everyone?
Yeah, everyone but Spencer.
Yeah. So
Am I rolling with advantage or no?
I don't think so.
Because I have the steady eye thing, but I'm not clear on when I can use that.
Hey, twinsies.
Alright.
Well, when you're
Am I
looking for
looking for
clues, so no, this is just a perception roll.
Oh no, steady eye says you have advantage on any perception or investigation check if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. So I
I'm
guess
just imagining Merwin is a very slow walker at this point.
She'll stand there for a second.
Go ahead and roll again.
What the heck? You have 11 to your perception, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
The party's skill monkey, everyone. You know, despite the 20s they rolled, the only one who actually passed that rather difficult check was Merwin. So I'm gonna whisper you some information.
Oh wait, there's things watching us. I forgot.
I think Arkham gained that information.
The vampires from earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Alright,
Okay.
there you go.
Um. I guess Merwin will. Let me think what to do here for a sec.
Never even pays my library books.
You got home?
Favorite nook.
Favorite nook, he says.
Merwin will. Let's see, I would probably try and do this subtly, except I'd have to ask Spencer things, so. Okay, wait one sec. Sorry.
What are you saying?
Sorry, I'm trying to whisper to you, but my toolbar is being stupid. Okay. Okay, there we go. Um,
Oh. Oh, okay.
okay.
There we go.
All right. Uh,
What will you do?
sorry, I'm whispering to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Just kill them.
Um. Merwin is just going to walk inside and turn to, as though she's about to turn to Arv and do a conversation or whatever. And then she's gonna whirl around and grab Utsa by the cuffs, smearing the blood she sees on them.
Blood?
Oculus stands up and gets all up in your face. And he says, I will not stand for this.
Merwin
you're
will say
standing right
innocently,
now.
just checking they're not too tight.
Go ahead and roll. Just go ahead and roll deception.
She really doesn't care if he knows she's lying. She's just like, are you kidding me?
And he says, such disrespect.
And Merwin will say, I'm trying to get you out of a life in prison. But if you're going to backstab us, we'll have to make other arrangements, won't we?
Ooh.
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 He says that you will treat us with the dignity we deserve.
Merwin says, then you should discuss your freedom with us and figure out what our plans are before you go off on your own. Or that sounds dumb. I don't know. She'll say something like, respect goes both ways. What exactly were you planning to do once you'd gotten free?
Says
Just
as I understand it, we will do as we please.
yes, you will do as you please if we are able to get you the position that we've bargained for.
Which you fools have done nothing to help us gain.
You know, you could have asked when we walked in here.
What we've been doing. Merwin will say, we're in the middle of it right now. Do you really want to throw a wrench into the works there and then wander around this city lost and with no position of power?
I thought your people were patient.
He says, wherever I go, I have power.
I hate these guys.
Merwin will say, that's nice. Now all three of you, hold out your hands, please.
That's rough, buddy.
They each hold out their hands.
And Merwin will just kind of inspect them all over to make sure there's no more rune magic going on.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
Alright.
Isn't inspection investigation?
It doesn't matter either way.
True, but
They're
Isn't shut up.
roll.
no.
24.
You find not one, but 2 runes. You find the one on the outside, and then there's also one hidden on the inside of the cuff.
Merwin will beckon Spencer over and say, what does this mean?
I'll be happy to take a look.
Roll Arcana, Spencer, you magical man.
Wouldn't he get advantage on that because he's a rune giant, or was that a thing?
I have advantage on Arcana anyway.
Yeah, alright.
There are many types of runes.
Oh, where's my... Sorry. Advantage. Wow, exactly the same.
Oh man.
The bloody marks you see are in geometric patterns, but you don't know what they mean.
I'll bend over and inspect him and be like, yep, those are runes, all right. Not sure what they do.
Would I know it all? I'm kind of a magic man.
How
Do you
about
have any words?
How about the magic man inspects them? Arcanon, do you want to roll Arcana?
Yes,
Magic man.
please. No, you guys need magic, man.
Hate magic.
No, wait.
Oh man.
Stupid.
Do I
More
want to
like
use
lucky
on
man.
this? I'm using a lucky because I'm a
Oh,
lucky.
man.
Yeah, we're not gonna need lucky late or anything.
No.
Yeah, when we're sneaking into a vampire's house
Yeah, I think we might.
and stabbing him directly in the butt. We don't need luck then.
Maybe I think this fight's gonna be the
I
easiest.
think we should actually stab him in the butt. We could reuse the stake, you know.
You should probably sterilize it first.
No, he's gonna be dead either way.
Message to you.
You can't stab someone else with a butt steak.
Sure you can.
If you really don't like them, you can.
Especially if it's the same person.
His own butt steak?
Yeah, man.
His own butt steak.
That's what he deserves.
That's crazy. Oh, cat, I love you. Be gone.
Oh, I'm like,
Wait. Whisper. Oh.
I'm like slightly less bloated. Maybe I was dehydrated too.
Arcanon is going to say, this is a summon demon spell,
Oh my
And-
goodness.
And what?
and what's worse is they've already been used.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I didn't follow. What?
It's a summon demon spell and they've already been used.
Yeah, but where'd you
How
get it
long
from?
does it take to summon a demon?
Very.
Fast, actually.
Where did you get it from?
She etched.
He rolled it while looking at the cuffs.
Yeah, the girl's cuffs, I think. Bloody marks on them.
Stupid, dumb.
Oh,
Just
actually,
kill her.
okay. So Argon's gonna say, actually, this kind of spell we could either be seeing around 16 weaker demons that have been already summoned, or 2 very strong ones.
And if you kill the summoner, they disappear, right? Says Arf.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Going off of your roll from before, Arcanon, I'll go ahead and tell you, since I assume you're going to tell everyone else. If
Yeah.
if the spell is stopped early, normally summoned creatures would disappear, but in this case, she would merely lose control over them, and they would run rampant for the
Oh, yes.
duration of the spell.
Which is how long?
An hour. An hour from the time the spell was cast, so, who knows how long they've been.
Why can't we
She'll-
see them?
Maybe because they're not
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, they're probably.
She looks and says, "A little insurance."
Alright, so we have an hour to chill with these guys and see what happens? Is that what's going on?
I guess we're just gonna sit here for an hour and 1 minute.
So Marin's gonna turn to the others and she's going to say, their interests are bound up in this as well as ours. Should we tell them our plans or not? Though they're clearly not trustworthy, self-interest might induce them to help us.
These snake people can ally. They know how to ally up with others as long as it serves their purposes and doesn't threaten their life too much. So they'll either balk at the offer, or they'll fight with us and think that they can earn it. But I assume that it will be the first.
It's in their interest to have us on their side, if they genuinely care about ruling at all. So if I erase the rune on the inside of the cuffs, is that going to set the demons free?
Based on your roll from before, you don't know. You don't know this spell
Okay.
works.
I'm gonna turn to Arcanon and ask.
Wait, what was it?
What was the question?
If I erase the runes, will that set the demons free? Or will that be the disruption of the spell, or will it have any effect?
I mean, I imagine not, since it's already been used, but would I know that, William?
Yeah, from your roll from before, no, it would not let them free. Those runes were from the original casting of the spell. They're all used up now.
Okay, so Merwin will wipe them away for good measure.
Got blood on your hands. Gross.
Is she a
And
sorcerer?
she'll-
Because
Could be a warlock.
Do you want me
warlock.
to run investigation?
Because you have to use
Just-
subtle
I said
spell. You
she
can't
could be.
really cast spells with your hands bound. But maybe warlocks can do that too.
I'll beckon Raoul over and have him heal whatever wound she used to get the blood.
Heal.
Well, unless you want her drawing more runes, or we can just watch her with Razor Vision all night.
Before I do that, I'm gonna step up and look at both of them, and I guess this guy too. And
All right. Roll investigation, Raul.
Me? Okay.
I guess all she has to do
Investigation.
to get a new wound is bite her lips, so
Oh, goodness.
maybe there's no point.
Checking them over, Raul, you find no evidence of any fresh wounds.
They
Oh.
stabbed somebody else and used the blood.
What the heck?
Dun dun dun.
What is
Could it
going
probably have
on?
something to do with the 4 you rolled?
What?
I think it probably has something to do with the 4 you rolled. Not metagame or anything, but
Yeah, probably.
Nah,
But
it's somebody else's wounds.
it's probably like she probably chewed her tongue or something.
Ew.
I'm gonna go over to them and say, look, I know that you people want to be in power and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Something.
Something I meant to say is that the spell does require blood from someone who died in the last 24 hours.
Man, they killed someone and hid it in their tooth or something? Who'd you
What
kill?
the heck?
Tooth blood.
They could have killed someone in the prison. Well, okay, it's not one of us. That's great.
Unless one of us is the
Merwin
demon.
will sort of groan and turn to them and ask, "Who did you kill?"
Doesn't matter.
Silence.
But deadly.
Well, if you're not going to be honest with us, I'm not certain we can be honest with you, she says, although I won't lie, we'll have a lot better chance of pulling this off if we all work together.
Rao's gonna say that regardless, what's going on here is that there are vampires involved that aren't me, and you're already tied in with us. People have seen you with us, and what's about to happen, you're already endangered. So you can either join what we're doing, or you can sit out and be found by the archwizard that already knows you're here.
Alright, go ahead and roll persuasion, Raul.
Yeah.
If you want to give yourself a little guidance, you can.
Do I want to?
You even have that spell.
I think I might have taken it away. Let me see. Yeah, I put stupid spells that I thought would be useful that probably aren't going to be useful. I don't have that one.
No?
Well,
There had to be a one somewhere, and it was either going to be me or Shannon. So.
Oh, I already rolled the one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Bootsy says, well then, whatever you do, go ahead and do it. But know that if you don't do it soon, says there will be greater problems than this.
Where, in this city?
Says wherever we go, we have power.
I hate these people.
Rao's just going to scoff at them.
I was gonna say, do you really think that three Yuan-Ti that ended up getting captured and imprisoned against their will, or any match against an archwizard that created an entire floating city and kept it hidden for all these years?
Oculus speaks up and says, I know this. I know that they're flawed and that I am not. Says, but go on. Tell us your plan, and if we like it, we will do well.
I was gonna say, no.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
So who's going to watch them while we enact the plan?
That's the question now, isn't it?
Because if we do have the demons on their side, then
This is a plan that will risk life and limb, so I'm sure none of you are interested. So there's no point in telling you. But, since none of you have to earn your places in anything since you're so perfect, guess you can just wait while the rest of us do the heavy work, huh?
Says, "Oh yes, we'll wait here. We so enjoy the fresh air and the
Dirt.
gentle floor, and the definitely the warm rooms for our reptilian flesh. It's cold and smelly in here."
Yeah.
let's just hold a vote on if we tell them or not.
Yeah.
Spencer, once we tell them we want the cooperation, best way to get it. I get that they're conniving evil, whatever. But we're trying to kill a conniving evil, whatever. So, there's fair.
And he needs to be gone in order for them to take their rightful glorious place.
What does Arcanon think?
Arcanon is going to say, I really don't like them. Arcanon says, I tend not like anyone who has who's more confident than I am. And Arcanon's gonna say, but if we're being pragmatic about it all, I guess that it would be best to tell them.
What about Arv?
What about Arv?
What do you think?
Yeah, Arv's sticky.
What do I think about letting them in on the plan?
Mm-hmm.
I think now is a good time to tell them that there's only one position available, so they don't rise up all against us together.
They're going to be able to work together, though. There's no reason they couldn't.
Yeah.
They're used to having Oculus as their leader.
Well, yeah, but like, if we just tell them there's one position available, we're not technically lying.
What would be the point of it, though?
So they don't all rebel against us together and kind of look towards each other as competition.
I don't know if that would work with these guys. You could try. I think if you say something like that, it's more likely to make them think they're not getting the position in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, not if their friend gets it. I don't really care. I don't like this whole plan anyway to begin with.
All right. Merwin is going to turn to them and say, if we tell you our plan and you find it feasible, will you work with us? And I'll know if you're lying.
All right. I say, all right. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Were you asking them a question?
Yeah, Merwin will turn to them and say, if you find our plan feasible, will you work with us? And I will know if you are lying.
Oculus looks at you and says, yes.
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
While that's happening, Rao's gonna say, and if
wow.
and if they don't, they'll just go running to ruin the plan in the first place. What the heck?
That didn't work at all.
Yeah, that's
That's
Some
actually the precise cheat code that skips you to the end of the campaign.
these are the demon
We
etchings.
won.
Aldrich dots.
Yeah.
Aldrich dots.
Campaign's gonna end real soon if this plan doesn't work.
All right, you see that he is telling the truth. You also see that he doesn't care about telling you the truth or not.
Do I get any insight onto his likelihood of betraying us?
Says that he's planning on separating from you as soon as he can.
Alright. Okay, so Merwin will turn to the others and be like, well, he's definitely planning on doing a runner.
Of course he is.
But since we're going to be transparent about the whole thing anyway, I'm not sure what problem there would be with telling them the plan.
If they slip away before we finish.
That's true. They could make trouble. I'll turn back to Aklus and ask, do you really want this position of power in this city?
Yes.
Raoul's gonna say, do you want freedom or this position more?
He says that they are one and the same, are they not?
Not
I
always.
do not go back, as I do not go back to prison, and I may command as I please.
So, do I know if he's telling the truth about wanting the position really badly?
You got a natural 20, so conveniently you get to know this for the rest of the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
telling.
Okay. Alright, so Merwin will say, okay, here's the plan. The leader of law and order in this city is someone we want dead. However, he'll have to have a suitable replacement if the Archwizard is to approve this. So we are attempting to gather evidence of his plotting against her, and we have some good leads to follow there. He's a master vampire. We need to gather this evidence without being killed, present the evidence to the Archwizard, and then present you three as ideal replacements. Any questions?
And since you are the ideal, that part shouldn't be a problem.
That as this pleases me. Says
Merwin
that
says, sorry.
for whatever faults you have, you at least recognize greatness when you see it. He says, to go from the lowest dungeons to this seat of power is fitting for one of my stations.
Merwin will say, glad to hear we're all in agreement. Sort of. Will you help us defeat this vampire? As I said, we're only gathering evidence at the time, but it may turn into a fight.
As yes, we will do this.
Ooh.
All right.
Will you
Okay.
desert us? Will you desert us if you have an opportunity to do so?
Says, it sounds as if that is the plan already, unless you intend to stay here the rest of your lives.
Not at all. We intend to put you in power, get our revenge, and leave.
Says, then that is when we will part.
Alright, and he's telling the truth through all of this?
Yep. He apparently believed you about when you knowing when he was lying.
Okay. And Merwin will say, and if I undo your shackles, will you act against us?
Says no.
Okay. I think that's sorted then. I think we have 3 new allies in our...
Well.
temporary allies.
Temporary allies.
Temporary allies.
Crabs.
Crabs.
Temporary allies that we can apparently trust for now. Merwin says, good, this will be a lot more feasible with you on our side. So I guess we should commence planning
I'll help
in
undo
light of the
their.
new information we've gained from Fahren.
Yeah,
And she'll start undoing their shackles.
I'll help.
Okay. Where is our armor and weapons?
I can't wait for these
Can't
guys.
wait for these guys just to die.
You guys could just blow up the city doubloon.
That's really what I want to do.
I have a crossbow.
Crossbow, which I never use. I don't care about. I'll ask if anyone want a crossbow with 20 bolts.
Alright, Shaku, the big guy, takes it.
It is just a light crossbow, but it is a crossbow. And I give him the quiver with 20 bolts.
I don't love the idea of arming them, but I guess they've proven they're trustworthy. Or my nat 20 proved they're trustworthy, so I guess we do this.
We are kind of in a toughy spot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You have armed the prisoner. And I'm adding it to the sheet.
Raoul will say, I have the power to heal wounds if people get hurt. If you harm anyone here, you will not get any healing.
Yeah.
I
don't need any healing. That's what they're gonna say.
Merwin will say it would be useful to know your combat capabilities and know if we need to go to the market to arm you.
Alright. Aklu says that he is a paladin following Dendar the Night Serpent, who's a super evil goddess. And he says that he works best with his hands. Says the heaviest, finest armor that you can afford, however that much is. And he says, and the finest blade or hammer or axe. He says, though it be a rusty knife, it will become as a mighty weapon in his hands.
I have this really cool double-bladed scimitar.
I have this really cool rusty knife.
I think I like the rusty knife. I have a blowgun.
I have a random pistol.
Give him a gun.
I forgot how little Raoul cares.
I have a. Oh.
What do you have?
I also have a crossbow.
So do I.
A stake crossbow?
I don't really have any extra weapons.
Don't die.
No.
We have a bunch of wooden stakes, right? Everyone's got one.
William, I would have stocked up on. Can I retroactively buy stakes because I would know to buy them?
I remember someone had one.
Yeah, we all have a stake, a wooden stake.
Wow. Spencer would not have a wooden stake because he did not know we're going up against like a vampire lord today.
Yes, he would because Raoul bought holy water and stakes and passed them out to everyone.
I do have holy water.
So he would have passed it out at the same time as that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I'm falling asleep over here. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Arv will do what Arv does. He'll take more of a support position, rather than go fully offensive.
Alright, very good.
Yep.
Should we just assume we
Peace
buy
out.
some decent armor for Viwanti and
Sure.
I would say we can go to the markets and buy them these guys some armor. Yes,
Yeah, we probably want them to have. We have a lot of money.
we want them to survive the encounter.
Yeah.
We also have to plot though.
We also have to
About
what?
how we're actually getting into the vampire compound.
Yeah, because we need to sneak. Some of these guys I'm sure could help with that. But I don't think all of us can get in there like that. I'm not sneaky, Spencer's not sneaky.
Yeah.
Arv could turn into a rat or something.
Yeah, but probably would set off
Could I
alarms.
sneak in to get the evidence?
Yeah, but then if you get caught by yourself, then you die.
Yeah, that's true.
Merwin will sneak in, get caught, get turned into a vampire, and then you guys will have to go back to the mountain.
That's when I leave the campaign.
Back to the Kieran. Again. You're like, hey, this bratty girl we met 2 days ago died. Can you resurrect her too? Nah, no one's going to that trouble.
Kieran is just like the dragon in Dragon Ball Z, and they have to keep on going back to ask it to resurrect all their dead friends over and over. Anyway.
I guess Marin will turn to the Yuanti and ask, do any of you have proficiency? Are any of you proficient in, sneaking?
So sneaky. Shaku steps forward, and he's like this massive hulking man. And he says,
No.
Spencer,
that he is the stealthiest of them all.
I was gonna say I thought that all Yuanti were trained to be as stealthy as snakes. You're not all equal in that regard.
You all suck.
He says, "You." Oculus looks at you and he's like, "You fool." He says, "How little you know of snakes."
I've stepped on one or two before.
Oh! Okay, hold on.
Merwin, without looking up, is just gonna say, Raoul, stop antagonizing the nice snake men.
He'll hold up his hands and back off.
Alright, so I'm sneaking in. Should I have the dude come with me, yay or nay?
Yeah. One of theirs with one of ours.
Is that gonna decrease our chances, or?
I could. Do I have sending prepared? Do I have anything useful prepared? Let me see. I do have sending prepared. So I could keep in contact with either one of you. If the voice is available, the voice can track you. Do I have Death Ward? Yes, I do. I can cast Death Ward on lasts 8 hours.
I do have the Life Well tattoo, but actually it might be better if I... It might be better if I, what do you call it?
Unattune.
Unattune to the Life Well tattoo and attune to something else instead. Like the Masquerade tattoo, if necessary. That ring of invisibility that Fibic has...
It didn't work.
It didn't work?
No.
It worked just fine. Fibic got caught when he tripped off a ward. It didn't have anything to do with his invisibility. In fact, he would have been caught a lot faster if he didn't have it.
A lot faster.
Does one need to be attuned to the ring of invisibility?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll unattune from my Life Well tattoo. Except for the Death Ward. And I'll turn to Arcanon and say, I think we need Fibic. We need to hear the layout of the building, and I need his ring of invisibility.
I was gonna say that's up to the voice. The scroll I have is only gonna work once, and we need it to bring Peleus into the portal. You'll have to consult the voice to create a new one on his own to help you get Fibic back.
Okay. So Marin will consult the voice, I guess. Hello, Mr. President.
Sorry, I was reading a message. What did you say?
I said I need to consult the voice. We
Is
need
the-
the voice to get us in touch with Fibic so we can get the ring and also get the plans for the prison.
All right. The voice responds this time. Says that yes, you can communicate with Fibic. I'll pass the message along.
But I also need to get his ring of invisibility.
As all right, very well. We'll open up the door. The doll, from whoever's holding it, extends a hand, and a dark door opens up along one of the walls there. And you can just walk on through.
Ooh, let's walk. Argonon was gonna walk through. I don't know who else is, but Argonon definitely.
I will stay out here.
Well, the mood.
Okay. So Merwin will ask Fibic for what she needs, and yeah. Did we all go in there? Are we just leaving the Yuanti behind?
So what is Fibic doing? Is he just like playing cards with Hephaestus?
Yeah.
Oh,
He'd
okay.
probably be drawing us a map. That's what we should have asked him to do.
All right. Fibic's gonna kind of like pause for a second. He was like, "Well, sure, but please don't lose it. It's I've it's
It's
grown to be
precious
one of
to me.
my it's going to be one of my the most fun magic items I have."
Merwin will hand him the life well, the unattuned life well tattoo syringe, and say, "I'll take good care of it. Take this in exchange for now."
Fibic says, "All right, but I will be taking it back after this is all over."
What is Fibic's stealth?
Fibic's stealth is. I need to now go open his sheet.
His stealth is negligible because he always gets in trouble anyway.
That's true.
It really doesn't matter. He's a Forgotten Realms Kender.
That's not actually the biggest lie. His stealth is 7. +7.
7. Mine's +6, but I have the investigation that might save my life, so yeah, I can investigate for traps every step of the way at least.
Ready. It'll take you an hour to attune to the ring.
Okay, meanwhile, Merwin's going to ask Fibic to draw a map for her, which she'll just need to glance at and she'll remember it. And she's also going to speak with the voice and ask if there's any way that she might be able to make use of the remaining glass eye.
You're asking the voice?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The voice responds that, yes, I inspected those before, and there are many of my agents who could use something like this. It's something of a double-edged sword, though, because they may be able to use these eyes to track people. So it's up to each person to decide whether or not the risk is worth it.
Meaning that they could be tracking us now, or only if we attune to the eye?
Says could be tracking now, although I don't think it would extend to doubloon. Hard to know, though, when dealing with arch wizards.
Is there a way to make use of the true sight without gouging out my own eyeball?
I don't think so. If you decide to do this, I will perform the service, as I did with Fen.
So what does true sight grant again?
You
True
can see
sight is the most
invisibility.
powerful kind of division. You can see invisible things. You can see perfectly through any illusion. You can see into the ethereal plane. You can see perfectly well in darkness, which is better than dark vision. I think it also lets you see the true form of shapeshifters.
Yeah. So like dragons.
Dragons.
But on the
Or
other hand, everyone would be able to tell that I have a glass eye. I can't hide that.
I mean, you could hide it with magic.
Or wear a blindfold because you wouldn't have to, you'd be able to see through it.
Marilyn
you wear
always
both-
wanted to be a pirate.
If you have both eyes, according to Fahren, you'll also be able to see a few times a day through solid objects. It sounds like
not
it's
all
not
the time.
an ongoing ability.
Okay.
You guys have loads of the eyes, so anyone who wants to do it can do that.
But would it count as an item you have to be attuned to?
Yeah.
So you'd need to attune to 2 of them?
No, you can attune to both eyes at the same time, actually. They come in a pair.
Okay.
I kind of have too many things to attune to already. Although true sight would be nice for a detective.
Rao will hand her one of his so that she has 2. Say whether you decide to do this now, later, or not at all. You can have 2.
Marilyn will say thank you. Do I have to make decisions this late at night? I don't like the idea of being instantly trackable by this cult. I think I'll hold on to them for now.
Okay.
Would be nice though to be able to see traps, but that's okay. I have my investigation.
Would be able to see that door for free.
Throughout all this, Archon is going to ask
how Fibic is faring. Fibic and Hephaestus are faring. And I guess I'd be talking to myself at this point.
Yeah, you're currently in control of both of those characters.
That is true. I guess Fibic would answer him and say that that he's very bored and how much longer does he have to wait in here?
Just a few more hours. And if it's been longer than a few hours, you might want to talk to the voice to get out.
It's been longer than a few hours, just wait longer.
Festus says that if he doesn't see some action soon, he's gonna go crazy.
You'll see some soon.
So no difference.
Yeah.
Merwin will speak to the voice and say, instant communication between me and the group will be vital during this mission, especially if I'm caught and killed. They'll need to be able to transfer whatever information I found onto Lady Tempera. She said, will you be available during the duration of this mission?
Oh, well, when the time comes, I can cast a spell to connect all of your minds together. The telepathic bond.
Sounds
Don't
good.
worry, they won't be able to read your mind. It'll just be a communication between each of you.
Okay. Does Fibic have that map ready?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I would hand it over, or if I'm drawing it on the floor, I don't. Did you ask me to draw it on something?
Presumably a bit of parchment. I bought some paper the other day.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, Fibic would have drawn on that.
Okay. Okay. Should we end? And
That would be good. That would be nice.
shenanigans next week?
Yeah, we can do that since it seems everyone's tired. It would be good if you guys could discuss your plans in the RP chat, since it
Yeah.
could be quite a discussion, and I think everyone would like to get on with it next session rather than a planning session.
Yeah.
Yep. I
True.
concur.